Good evening and welcome to Birmingham Seaholm. I'm Brad Fetters for BACB Sports, joined once again by my broadcast partner Nick Bucklers. We're going to bring you girls varsity basketball action tonight between the home Seaholm Maples and the Birmingham Groves Falcons. Nick, tonight it's Hoops for Hope as we celebrate Breast Cancer Awareness Night, and we start out our coverage tonight with the Groves Falcons, the road team, as they make that adjustment to the ultra-competitive OAA Red Division.
Yeah, it is the best competition in Oakland County, coming off two of their best seasons in school history. It's really been an adjustment for those younger players. Disappointing 4-12 season to start, but really good experience for those youngsters.
And they have a terrific post player in Ellie Ruprecht. What does she bring to the table for the Falcons?
She's really averaging nearly a double-double per game and really lethal on down in the post and shooting as well.
And their head coach Jessica Weisler is alongside our very own Andy Aubrey.
Well, thanks, guys. I am here now with Coach Jessica Weisler for Groves. And, Coach, second year in now, what's this year been like compared to your first year at this endeavor?
We're basically, we kind of started fresh this year. We have only 4 returners, and we moved up since we won the white last year. We moved up to the red, so we're starting in a new division, new group, a really young team. So a lot of it's very new, even though it's a second year in.
Right. Talk a little bit about the competition. What's it been like up in the stratosphere that you're at now?
It's tough. Every game, there are no easy games. You get somebody tough every single game. And, I mean, Brian at Royal Oak is doing a phenomenal job. His team is great, and Southfield's obviously really tough. And everybody, I mean, we've hit Clarkston is young, and they're very good. And Bloomfield, they're draining shots left and right. And Stony, North Farmington, everybody gave us a tough game. There are no nights off.
I would think that prepares you well, though, for what you're about to see, which is the playoffs.
Right. Yeah. We, every game's a fight, and we're learning how to fight pretty hard. So, and we're learning to play up to a level. I said you can beat, if we go and beat Southfield's presses, then we can beat anybody's presses. So, it is great preparation for the postseason.
Okay, well, let's go over your team for a second on the floor this year. Who've been some standouts? Who have you liked? And give us some of the highlights.
Yeah, we've been having, I think I've played a ton with injuries and things like that. I think I've played about 5 or 6 different starting lineups. So a big variety. And a lot of girls are putting in good minutes for us. Our captains, Emily Felix and Ashley Kaba, have been giving us really good minutes. And then getting some shooting from Mia Yarberry, and Ellie Ruprecht is just a force inside. So I think she's leading us in rebounds and points and assists. And she's pretty much leading us in everything. And then a lot of young girls too. Brianni Johnson's given us some great defensively, and Caitlin Quinn has been coming in for us at point guard, actually starting at point guard for us recently, and she's doing a really good job too.
Okay, well, good. Why don't you wrap it up with talking about Seaholm for just a second. They're 8-6 this year. They're playing very well in the league. First-year coach Chris over there. What do you know about them? What do you expect from their team tonight?
They, like you said, they've been having a lot of success this year, and I know Chris is his first year, and I think he's doing a really good job with them. So, we're expecting to see a pretty tough press that they like to run, and we've been working on breaking that, and I think he does a great job there. I think they'll be really prepared for us too. So, and we're both missing some girls. I have a starter, Alyssa Durrell, starter. Is injured, and I know he's got a couple girls gone too. So it'll be a little different outlook than when we see him again in a week and a half.
Yeah, the playoffs, right? You're going to see that.
Right.
So, okay, well, best of luck to your squad tonight. Always a pleasure.
Thank you.
And we'll wrap it up from right now, but we'll send it back to Brad and Nick.
All right, thank you so much, Coach and Andy. As for the home team, the Seaholm Maples, they're right in the thick of it in the OAA Blue.
Yeah, they are a little bit over 500 right now, 8-6, building on a win the last game against Hazel Park, hoping to get 2 in a row and really hoping to kind of turn the script from the last few seasons against their rival.
It's a team that's playing a little short-handed here tonight because of the midwinter break. Who's one player to pay attention to tonight here for Seaholm? You
got to look out for Chloe Burkett. She's averaging nearly double digits in points per game, and she's really looking to build on that here tonight.
Andy is alongside first-year head coach Chris Manchester.
Well, thanks, guys. I'm here now with Seaholm head coach Chris Manchester. And Chris, your first year here at Seaholm, has it been everything you dreamed it would be? Why don't you sum up the year so far for us?
So it's actually a lot different than I thought. I mean, I've been coaching boys for about 15 years, so this is my first year doing girls. It's actually a little bit better than I expected. Girls working hard, they listen, they're always ready, they're on time. I actually have enjoyed working with the girls this year.
That brings up an interesting point. So, since your background has been in coaching boys for so long, what are a couple of things that jump out at you as the differences of coaching the girls?
Well, X's and O's wise, boys can take over things without you telling them. Girls are more like you got to tell them exactly what to do, and they'll do exactly that. It's trying to break them out of the robot mode is what my big challenge has been. Getting them to shoot, just always look to shoot. Don't have to run the play to the tee every single time that we're in an offensive set. And just if things open up, take advantage of it. So
maybe that says something about the deep seeding of the two different genders. But anyways, all right, well, then let's talk a little bit about this year. You guys are 8-6, or ladies, I should say, 8-6. But you're playing well in the league. Bring us up to speed on what's been going on the court.
On the court, we've worked really hard. Our press has done really well this year. It's helped us score a lot of points. We didn't score many points last year, as I've seen. So this year we're scoring a lot more points, which makes it more fun, and it makes it a better chance to win games when you score more points.
Right. Absolutely. That's a rule. Now, Groves, what do you know about them so far? And by the way, you are going to face them in the playoffs. We know that already. So what do you look for in Jessica's team tonight?
So I look forward to a team that's going to work hard. It's a rivalry game, so I don't expect them to take any plays off or anything like that. Hopefully we're up to the challenge to work hard. They're in the red. They play 2 divisions up. They've had a tough year, but I mean, they're still a talented team. I would consider them a lot like us. I'm hoping that we got a chance in the end to win the game. So.
Well, we always say, throw the record books out. I mean, this is the rivalry.
This kind of game, you never know what's going to happen. So.
Absolutely right. So we're looking forward to your effort. Congratulations on being here so far.
Appreciate it.
And best of luck to you tonight.
Thank you.
We do not want you to go away, though, because the opening lineups are coming right up.
All right, real quick, we're going to actually say who that we're playing the game for. Shouldn't take too long. Hey, girls, be loud.
Aunt Linda and Aunt Sharon.
My mom, Brandy Bohr,
My grandma,
Aunt Jack,
Emma,
Crystal,
Mary Letcher,
Lori Harbor,
my great grandma, great aunt Talitha, my grandma.
Deanna Weil,
Aunt Susie,
my mom,
Annette Spencer,
Mrs. Donnelly.
Mary Feldmeyer and Kim Boyer.
my grandma,
Caitlin and I are playing for Marine Wald.
Mary Coburn, Ann Bloom,
And I'm playing for my Aunt Kathy, who's a survivor. All right, one more thing. The Groves varsity girls would like to honor Lori Harbor for her battle with cancer. So we'd like to honor her with some flowers. Hey, everybody go to Morris's mom. And Seaholm varsity girls would like to honor Sharon Morris for surviving cancer.
Thank you again, ladies and gentlemen, for attending this Schools for Hope charity basketball event. At this time, we will introduce the starters for our guests and sister schools.
Welcome back to Seaholm High School. Brad Fetters alongside Nick Buckler. Very touching ceremony prior to the start of tonight's Hoops for Hope. Let's quickly meet tonight's starters. First for the Groves Falcons. Number 1, junior Mia Yarberry. Number 4, sophomore Caitlin Quinn. Number 10, senior Emily Felix. Number 21, senior Ashley Akaba. And number 33, junior Ellie Ruprecht. Groves is coached by Jessica Weisler. The Seaholm Maples under the guidance of head coach, his first year, Chris Manchester. Number 4, junior Meredith Owens. Number 14, senior Chloe Burkett.
Number 14, Chloe Burkett.
Number 23, senior captain Haley Hartwig. Number 24, senior captain Julie Bell. And number 25, junior Lily Morris. Seaholm Maples, Nick, are going to have to find a way to slow down Ellie Ruprecht. You talked about it at the very top of the broadcast. Ruprecht really a force inside. She's only a junior. We've seen her all 3 years now, and she's a terrific ball player for the Falcons.
She really is a multi-sport athlete, averaging 9.6 points per game, 11.8 rebounds. That's just 0.4 points shy of averaging a double-double, which is impressive at any level of basketball, especially at the varsity level, and we're going to get to see her on full display here tonight.
Ruprecht going to tip things up against Lily Morris. Maples in those home white jerseys with maroon numerals. Groves in their road greens.
Always good to see a rivalry match here on BACB Sports, where the Groves has really owned the last 4 or so matchups, and but this is really a tale of 2 new teams here. We're going to get to see them tussle here on the Maple Hardwood tonight.
Falcons have taken the last 4 regular season matchups, both games last season, in really convincing fashion, 56-30 and 63-23, a 40-point victory last season for the Falcons.
Good hard rebound.
Go ahead.
Sorry about that. Good hard rebound there to take the offensive rebound away from Groves there by Meredith Owens, and she really got this offensive possession rolling here for the Maples.
Foot on the line, too, no good. Offensive rebound by Burkett. Burkett flashes it out. It's taken away by Quinn. Here comes the Falcons. Quinn pulls up the dribble, goes outside, 3 on the way, no good. Rattles off the rim and out. Yarberry with the attempt.
That looked like it might have hit the foot of Yarberry there, but official says no dice, and we're going to stay right here.
Head coach of Seaholm, Chris Manchester, pleading his case. Not going to win that argument. His first taste of this rivalry. They go inside to Ruprecht, too easy there. And the Maples, they're going to struggle to guard Ruprecht here tonight.
Oh, yeah, she's towering over everybody, got the long arms. She can just reach up and grab that board, no problem. We saw it right there with the easy 2 points.
Burkett calls out, fires it inside, was looking for Lily Morris, taken away by Ruprecht. Here comes the Falcons now, 6:40 remaining in the opening quarter. They lead it 2-0 in the early bucket by Ruprecht.
We saw on that steal there on the defensive side of things, that long reach right after we got done talking about it.
Quinn fires up a deuce, no good. Rattles around and possession over to the Maples. So it'll be Julie Bell to bring up the basketball. She walks over the timeline.
When they were announcing her coming out, they said the nickname Ding Dong, like ring the doorbell kind of deal.
Ding Dong, huh?
Yeah, that's right.
I don't know if that's a nickname that's going to stick, but we'll see.
Oh, a couple centers collide.
Ruprecht with the takeaway. She pulls up the dribble. Will hand off to Quinn. Quinn has it stolen. Pickpocket that time by Julie Bell. Ding Dong.
That's right.
Bell drives inside, pulls up at the free throw line, has it taken away by Quinn. So active hands of the defenses of both teams, and traveling violation against the Falcons gives the possession over to Seaholm.
Speaking of traveling, I hear you're going to be doing some of that here this weekend.
I'm going to take off in a couple days for Florida. Going to get away from this crummy Michigan weather.
Yeah, escape the cold, a little freezing rain, slip slide all around.
It's nasty outside, and these student athletes have had a lot of days off as of late because of the weather. They've had plenty of makeup games, I'm sure. Pull-up jumper, no good. Rebound swatted away by Ruprecht. Lily Morris trying to go back up with the putback. So Julia Crump will be the first substitution of the game. That'll belong to the Maples. So Crump into the game for Morris. So Morris and Crump going to have to handle that post. Crump works her way in on that out-of-bounds play, and Meredith Owens just got smoked in the face by that pass. She appears to be okay. Felix puts on the brakes, floats one up. Quinn hacked in the process of the shot, so she will shoot 2.
Looks like that foul was on Crump, her first.
Team's first as well for stoppage in play. Quinn's first freebie is short off the front iron.
Averaging just over 6.5 points per game for the point guard, just a sophomore. She's really made a name for herself on the defensive side of things, though. Got quite a boatload of steals this season.
It leads the team in that statistical category with 29. Unable to cash in on either of her free throws. So the score remains 2-0. Ruprecht comes away with another steal, gets down and dirty for that loose ball. Comes Yarberry now. High basketball IQ, father a basketball coach, fires one into the corner for Felix. Drops it off inside, no good. Ball goes out of bounds, possession over to Seaholm. So with 4:49 remaining in the opening quarter, the score remains 2-0. Falcons out in front. Telegraph pass sails into the Groves bench and out of bounds.
Heads up.
Last touch by the Falcons, so it'll stay with Seaholm. Chloe Burkett will trigger things in right in front of the Groves bench. She finds Julie Bell, senior captain, guarded there by Quinn.
You ever wonder when they're inbounding the ball in front of the other bench, if they ever mess with them, do anything like that? I know in hockey, we would always, guy skates by, he's there too long, grab on the jersey, tug his stick a little bit. Hopefully the ref doesn't catch you doing it.
Everything's a fair game, right?
Of course.
Meredith Owens follows up the Seaholm miss with a make. So 2-2. And there's that Seaholm pressure that Coach Jessica Weasler talked about, and having to break that full court press. Well, the only way you can full court press is if you make baskets. So offense leading to defense. That's going to be key here tonight for Seaholm.
Yeah, looks like Quinn picked up a reach-in foul, going for her 30th steal of the season, as we're going to see that made basket by Owens there, and see an inbound play here for Seaholm off that foul.
First team foul. Using that high glass to her advantage. Meredith Owens, second basket of the game, gives her 4, gives the team 4, and they now lead it 4-2. 4 minutes remaining in the opening quarter. Johnson has it, picks up the dribble, trapped. Nice job to get rid of it. Yarberry has it now, drives inside, kicks it off to Ruprecht, and the pass deflected out of bounds. So we're going to see some new Falcons into the game now. Annie Johnson and Anaya Bracey Robinson, the 2 Falcons that are fresh off the bench and firing up a quick shot, no good. Owens comes down with the rebound. So Meredith Owens really active thus far in this opening quarter of play.
Ball swiped again by the long reach of Ruprecht there on the transition attempt from the Maples.
Looking to go inside. Ruprecht double teamed and traveled. So she has been double teamed throughout this game. Good job of coaching by Manchester and his crew of assistants.
It's got to be tough for her. It's got to take its toll. You're double teamed every single night when you're down in the paint. And tough call, and you get the travel against you when you're battling 2 bodies every time. It'll take its toll on you. So it makes you second guess when you want to go up to the basket hard, and you're not going to get the foul call. Instead, you're going to take too many steps.
NBA 3, in and out, no good. Felix wipes down the defensive rebound. She'll bring it up. Right-hand side, into the wing. Yarberry pulls up, finds a trailing teammate. Shot goes long. Rebound tracked down by Haley Hartwig. Up ahead. Chloe Burkett hasn't gotten going offensively. Jamie Anir, the junior, inside, gets it right back on the give and go and took steps.
Couple back-to-back traveling violations here, one from each side. See a lot of that at the high school level. It's tough when you slip that pivot foot a little bit without knowing, especially when the ball's in transition, pass a little bit behind you. It's hard to not take a few.
Triple try, no good, just off the side iron. Following up the miss by Felix, she went after that loose ball, tied up. And possession arrow favors the home team. Maples clinging to a 4-2 lead. 2.5 minutes now remaining in the opening quarter of play. So glad you decided to tune us in here on Rivalry Night in Birmingham. 15-footer, no good. Long rebound, loose ball. Battle for it is won by the Falcons, and a timeout called by head coach Jessica Weisler.
Yep, I don't know if she may have thought that the ball was loose and wanted to get that timeout in before the pass was made, but the ball got to Ruprecht. They could have had transition, or she just wanted to say, hey, we need to get some points on the board. Down by a couple with so much time that's played here in this first quarter, only have 2 points. You really got to, rally the troops and try to get an offensive game plan going.
It's a Seaholm offense that averages 38 points per game. Groves just under that at 34 points per game. So offensively, these teams really haven't quite hit their stride. First to 40 here tonight might eventually be the winner.
That's how it's played out, at least in about the last month or so for each team.
These are just absolute battles, and Falcons really poured it on last season as Yarberry traveled. And the Maples are well aware of that. And they remember well. Most of these Maples were on that team a season ago. Both teams pretty young. We looked at this Groves roster, and right away you notice they only have 2 seniors on this team, Ashley Akaba and Emily Felix.
And a handful of sophomores, 4 to be exact, and all 4 really get quite a bit of playing time. So that's good, at least building for the future. I know Groves moved up to Red this year,
yes,
their first year in the Red division. So for these young girls to get the playing time and exposure against some of the top talent in Oakland County, that's going to benefit them for next year and the year following.
Yeah, Groves with back-to-back 18-3 seasons. They won the OAA White, and it was a co-share last season, so made that move up to the Red. And of course, you always, when you make those moves up, you typically have younger teams, and Groves has really taken their lumps this season. Traditionally, those moves are made every 2 seasons, so Groves will more than likely play out of the OA red again next season. So Chloe Burkett splits at the free throw line. Opens up that lead to 3, 5-2, minute 55 remaining first quarter. And there's that full court press once again by the Maples. We'll see if the Falcons can break it. Trap right in front of the scorer's table. And a turnover there. So the Maples doing a nice job with that full court pressure. They continue to turn the Falcons over.
Yeah, exactly. And you mentioned Chloe Burkett split at the line. That's what she's done all season long, 50% charity stripe shooter. So we see a couple bodies collide there, no whistle.
Floater, no good. Loose ball corralled by Burkett, but foot on the line, so they'll say she's out of bounds.
A little substitution action going on. Burkett going to check out, take a breather.
Seaholm coming off a really tough season a year ago. I think injuries and the loss of a couple of key players for them just kind of added up as they went 3-18. And Chris Manchester, the first-year head coach for the Maples, stepped in to a program that was kind of really hitting their stride minus last season. January Latke came in and really kind of guided this ship and got this Maple team going. She took an administration job in the district, so she stepped down as head coach. Chris Manchester coming over from Centerline, where he was a boys head coach.
Making the switch, the east side guy making the western move.
Physical education teacher here in the district. So he is getting his feet wet in this rivalry matchup, and he's well aware of how one-sided it has been as of late.
And you could really get the sense, we were here pregame shoot around, just seeing him bond with the girls on the team. He's got the locker room on his side for sure. It's a good, friendly camaraderie, I feel like, on the Maple side.
So 10-second violation as the Falcons were unable to get it over the half-court line. So turnovers really starting to pile up here in this first quarter for the Falcons. Good, hard screen. Julie Bell working her way. Tough nose defense being played by Emily Felix. 5-second violation now. Teams trade turnovers. Possession back over to the Falcons. Ruprecht bucket. Seems like a million minutes ago for the Falcons, as they really have been snake bit here in this first quarter of play.
And Maple's on a 6-0 run since.
Looking to go inside. Robinson off the high glass, no good. Ruprecht follows it up. Need a lot more of that here tonight. Julie Bell goes to her left side and traveled. 6-4, Maples out in front, 32 seconds remaining.
Just like that, right when we said it had been so long, they have a chance here to tie this game up before the end of the first quarter.
It's a Seaholm team that's 8-6 overall, but right in the thick of it in the OAA blue, trailing Rochester and Berkeley. Rochester off to a fantastic 8-0 start in league play. Berkeley's 8-1, Seaholm 6-1. Long three on the way, Yarberry no good. Collision right in front of the Maple bench, and say out of bounds. It'll stay with Groves. Nia Bracey Robinson, the sophomore, throw things in. Finds Johnson, the junior, right back. Three, no good. Looking to push it now. Here comes the Maples, gonna have to hurry, under 10 seconds remaining. It's Meredith Owens, triple on the way, no good. Ruprecht rips down the board, and that's how the first quarter of play will end. The Maples, in front of their home crowd, lead at 6-4. Nick, your thoughts on the first quarter play?
Well, it was really a back and forth kind of first quarter. Things started quick for the Falcons. They got that early 2 points by Ruprecht, and then, you know, a lull until really the last minute of things when Ruprecht was able to get that second bucket there for him, and really a chance to tie it up would have been big, except a couple air balls coming up short, coming up long. Lucky that they're only down by 2 points, in my opinion, to this point.
So we'll take a quick break here on BACB Sports, but when we come back, the second quarter of play.
Food. It nourishes, brings us together, and adds flavor to life. That's why it's important to wash hands, surfaces, and fresh produce. Keep raw meat, poultry, and seafood separate from ready-to-eat foods like fruits and vegetables. And cook to proper temperatures using a food thermometer. Enjoy! And refrigerate leftovers within 2 hours. For more tips on safely preparing foods, visit homefoodsafety.org.
Welcome back to Seaholm High School. Groves with the very first possession of this second quarter of play. Let's quickly go over to the third member of our broadcast team, Andy Aubrey, who's working the sidelines here tonight. Andy?
Yeah, guys, 6'4". It's been nip and tuck here, as Nick mentioned, but I see some really nice ball movement. Both teams are doing a nice job breaking that press, getting up and down the floor, but equally good defense. Very little to be had underneath the hoop. Shooting percentage low. Both teams have missed a lot of shots, as we've seen. So I know both coaches are going to want to tighten that up and see if they can improve that percentage as the game goes on. But we're at 6'4". Anything can happen here. Back to you two.
All right, thanks so much, Andy. Astute observations there. Foot on the line, 2 is good. Mia Yarberry knocks it down. Got ourselves a tie ball game.
And just to Andy's point, really talking about made shots. They've taken a lot of long-range threes and long-range twos and really come up rarely with iron. They've either rattled backboard hard or missed everything. That one didn't even hit rim. It just, the nice old, what do they call it? Swoosh sound, huh? Just do it, Nike says.
Nothing but nylon.
That's it. Snaps the nylon.
So Ruprecht now with 4. Yarberry gets involved in the scoring. The 2 Falcons that have factored into the scoring here tonight. Nice individual effort with the lay-in, Chloe Burkett. They're going to need a little bit more of that from her. She's the leading scorer for a reason. She now has 3 points. Take away. Julie Bell lays it up, lays it in. There's a little scoring burst here now by the Maples, and this full-court press is causing all kinds of havoc right now.
Yeah, you see this keep up, you might see another timeout there on the Grove side. You can see the bench kind of stirring a little bit down there now as you see the Maples back off a little bit and say we'll play some defense. But really good burst, as you called it, to get 4 quick points and a long offensive rebound here for Groves.
Yeah, long shots equal long rebounds. And bodying Felix there. Lily Morris looked over at the official like, what did I do?
She put her arms up. Doesn't matter if your arms are up, if you're throwing hip.
It's a clean shot in hockey, but not quite as clean in basketball.
Little Vladdy Konstantinov there. Hip check up and ice.
Quinn into the corner. One of these threes is eventually going to fall. Felix,
you would
green
think.
light special, huh?
You would think. That was from, that one was from the stands almost.
That was maybe from Bloomfield or Royal Oak, perhaps.
I like the analogy there. Not quite from our neck of the woods, though.
No, not east side.
Eastbound and down.
Well, somewhere local. Walking it over to the timeline. Fired a pass inside. Ruprecht there for the takeaway. Here comes the Falcons now. Pushing the basketball. Quinn goes up with it. Misses. Hauled in by Morris. Loose ball. Over the back, perhaps. Nope, they're going to say a tie-up. Jump ball possession arrow favoring Seaholm.
Morris might have gotten away with a little tug ski there on the leg, but play on, they say.
Hartwig going to toss it in. Julie Bell running the point here tonight for Seaholm. Crosses over her defender, has to pick up the dribble. Finds an open teammate in the form of Chloe Burkett. Burkett going to drive to her left, moving screen against Lily Morris.
Fans getting antsy here. I don't know how moving it was. I picked up my head last second, saw the whistle, heard it rather. You can see sounds, but I did that apparently.
Here comes Yarberry now with the Falcons. Felix back to Yarberry. They're ringing around the perimeter. Quinn has it. Up top to Yarberry, looking to go inside. Felix drives down the baseline. Drop pass to Akaba, no good. Off the back iron. And a foul against Grove. So some empty possessions for the Falcons.
That was over the back there on Akaba, I believe was the call on the offensive side of things. Morris getting into some foul trouble. She'll take a seat.
Ooh, nice heads-up defensive play there by Felix. Pull-up jumper, no good. Offensive rebound by number 21, Jacoby. Her first action.
Try to follow that play, get that O board.
Follow up on the miss by number 21, Ashley Akaba.
Saw a lot of hands on ball, but when you have that many defenders sticking a hand in, one's bound to get the hand, and that's what they called. They're going to say that one is against Jacoby, I believe.
So Akaba will shoot 2. Makes the first. Johnson into the game. Felix will take a seat. She's deserved that rest. It's an extremely short bench for Groves. They really don't have a deep roster to begin with, but some injuries and midwinter break, they are short-handed. Ruprecht being a force, that's just the name of her game.
Doesn't matter, off free throws, off missed shots, off transition, it doesn't matter.
So it's a 3-point possession there for Groves as they have now trimmed the lead down to 12-9. Maples still out in front.
Coach Manchester's still pointing the other way. He thinks that ball should have been going with his Maples, and the officials are actually going to talk that one over, because I think the referee near side Seaholm bench was reversing the call, pointing Seaholm basketball, where the guy right on it made the call for Groves, and Manchester kind of crumbled to the ground but kept his arm pointed, and he was in that position. Yeah, they're overturning this call.
Not much of a discussion from Groves head coach Jessica Weasler, so she must realize that the refs definitely got this one right.
Yeah, it was right in front of her, but she's not like that commercial. I touched the ball before I went out of bounds, Coach.
Oh, yeah, reverse the call, right?
Yeah,
honesty is the best policy type thing. Yeah.
I don't like that commercial very
No.
much. I probably should.
Yeah, you're supposed to be, have good sportsmanship.
Yeah,
Nick.
it's good sport, but don't you want to win?
Well, win at all costs? I don't know. I'm going to stay out of that discussion.
Yeah, good call.
Yarberry over to Johnson. Johnson calls out the play, pauses briefly with it. Ruprecht setting a screen. Back to the basket. Ruprecht now got herself into a position. It doesn't matter. Johnson knocks down the first tray of the game.
Buckets.
And just like that, we are knotted up at 12 apiece. So the Falcons, a little bit of a mini run here. Ruprecht looking ahead, a little 2-on-1 now if they hurry. Johnson's going to coast in, drop it off to Yarberry. Might have got fouled. No call. Foul up. No good. They wipe off the shot. Say the foul occurred on the floor. Kaba was a Falcon that was fouled.
It's like Crump might have threw the hip into her.
So both teams now with 5 team fouls. Ruprecht catches, goes high above the head. Will hand off. Quinn up top to Johnson. Back to Quinn. Quinn goes inside, floats one up, no good. Got her own rebound, saved it momentarily, but saved it to Burkett, streaking down the left-hand side. Had it knocked out of her hands, and it'll go back to the Falcons.
A little sloppy basketball here, just both sides coming up and down, getting a little too excited. Dribbled that one off her knee, I believe. Got this full court press going on now for the Maple defense.
Catch by Yarberry, pulls up.
Moves both feet.
Gets harassed there by Haley Hartwig. Yarberry is no good. Ruprecht comes down with it. Fadeaway is no good.
Kaba picks up an offensive foul there.
Sixteen foul against the Falcons. Elise Carter into the game, senior captain.
Burkett gets a breather.
Seaholm rolling with 4 captains this season. Another moving screen.
They're living and dying with that high side screen. Most of the time tonight, though, it has been while being in motion, which, as we know, is illegal when it comes to the game of basketball.
Telegraph pass, dangerous pass.
Yeah, almost intercepted there by
Yarberry
Hartwig.
drives to her right-hand side, dumps it inside to Ruprecht. Knocked out. Ruprecht battles for it, loose ball, pinballs around inside, finally out of bounds, and it'll stay with Groves. 12-12, 3:18 remaining, first half. Brad Fetters alongside Nick Buckler. Andy Aubrey working the sidelines here tonight. Good to have him back in the saddle. Julie Bell, 3 points, collides, draws contact, fished out, dropped off. Johnson brings it up. Guarded there by Elise Carter. Carter applying some defensive pressure now to Yarberry, so that switch occurs. Quinn, Trey, no good, goes over the top of the backboard. Offensive rebound by Ruprecht. Second chance opportunity now. Yarberry, Bunny, no good.
There's a lot of moving bodies down low. Looked like some space was being cleared out by Ruprecht. She doesn't have to do much to clear people out of there. Got that long reach. She can box out a little bit better than most.
Little flip pass. Back to Julie Bell. To Carter. Carter, jab step. Lost the dribble, turns it over. Johnson now. Up ahead to Yarberry. Left-hand side to Ruprecht. Right at the free throw line. Shot falls short. Defensive rebound by number 23, Haley Hartwig. Comes Julie Bell, slows things down, crosses over. Caitlin Quinn reached in, gets called for the foul, so Quinn will have to take a seat. A couple substitutions coming into the game include Bracy Robinson, Felix.
See this
Another
here.
look at this foul. Nick?
Yep, shoulder to shoulder. I always find the guilty party. Their hands are always up like they didn't do anything. She didn't mean to. She was making a play on the ball, but the shoulders did connect. Ding Dong hits the free throw.
Julie Bell knocks down the first, earns a second. 17th foul now on Grove, so free throws the rest of the way for both teams. Bell makes good on both. She has 5 points in the ball game, leads all Maple scorers, 14-12, just under 2 minutes now remaining in the second quarter. Yarberry up ahead. Johnson works between the rings. Over to Felix, up top to Ruprecht, catches, bounce pass, Felix, triple try, no good. Ruprecht reaching over the back of Haley Hartwig. Easiest call the referee's gonna make here tonight.
Yep, and really she's not making contact with the defensive player, but you still can't reach over the back, and really it's too easy when she's got a foot on her person she's defending there trying to get the rebound. Makes it tough, but nonetheless still a reach.
Yeah, that's a good point by you, Nick. You know, she does stick out quite a bit, and sometimes those players are unfairly accused, and other times they have just no choice but to make that call because they're out there reaching over the back. It's just a victim of her height, I'm afraid.
Yeah, that last one especially. She didn't even make any contact, but her arms were a foot over the head of the defender.
This is a freewheeling offense for the Falcons, as they have tried and tried again to knock down some of these three-point shots. And they've pretty much come up empty all night long. They have 1 3-point made, and that was by Brandy Johnson back early here in the second quarter of play.
Now we're seeing an over-the-back call the other way.
So we'll have a 1-and-1 situation now for Groves as they look to tie this basketball game up. Gonna send a Kaba to the line for the 1-and-1.
Split her first opportunity at the stripe. She'll try to get up to 75% here from the line if she buries them both.
Unable to hit the first, so doesn't earn the second. Rebound by Meredith Owens. Here comes the Maples now. Stakowski, her first action. Carter's shot no good. Tough defensive rebound. Stakowski with that knee brace on her knee. Pull up 15-footer. No good. Offensive rebound, second and third chance opportunities are made good by Meredith Owens. Her 6th point of the night, looking to make it 7. As that Maple advantage is back up to 4. They lead at 16-12.
And she is the best free throw shooter on this team as she tries to complete the and one. 3-point play, shoots 70% from the stripe.
The old-fashioned 3-point play. High arcing free throw. Touched every part of the iron, but refused to fall down. Iron unkind that time for Meredith Owens.
You're getting into the action.
Yeah, tried to stay out of it as long as possible, but had to get involved.
And those were those soft hands in action. That's why you were so good at the point.
Yeah, running the point was not my forte.
Yeah, that was a beautiful play by Brad Fetters.
I
I think we need
so.
to bring that up right now.
I thought so.
He picked that ball up. I mean, it was just smooth as silk.
Yep, chest to chest to the official. Boom. Ready to go in transition if they had to.
I earned that dime right there.
That's right. Dropping dimes. Call it $5 with those roll of dimes. Is that what's in a roll? 5?
I think so. Look back at some of the second quarter highlights here on BACB Sports. Slight advantage here in the second quarter in scoring for Seaholm. 10-8. 6-4 advantage after 8 minutes of play. Looking to hold on to the halftime lead here with the basketball. Julie Bell, 5 points in the game, goes to her left, gets double teamed. Is able to find Stakelski, gets it right back. Owens, early running for player of the game. She leads all scorers with 6. Carter unable to haul in that pass and sails out of bounds. So possession back over to the Falcons. They trail 16-12, 36.8 seconds remaining here in the second quarter of play.
We're going to see more of this full court press by Maples that has been pretty successful thus far, but able to be broken there by the Falcons.
That shot kind of turned into a pass. So Kaba got the offensive board, went back up with it.
She'll head back to the stripe, yeah.
Kaba. It's 1 point in the game. So I would imagine the focus of the attention in the Groves locker room at the half will be breaking this full court pressure that the Maples are applying. What do you think might be the message in the Seaholm locker room?
I think they're going to be happy where they're at. They would have liked to have a little bit of a bigger lead that first quarter. They really could have put this game a lot further out of reach than just 4 points. But if the score stays the same, I believe our Andy Aubrey is going to talk to Coach Manchester heading into the locker room. What I've been told is correct. I'm going to be excited to see what he has to think about this first half.
Terrific pass there by Bell to a streaking Elise Carter, a little backdoor action. They're going to have to hurry. Yarberry fires up a 3, no good. It beats the buzzer, and I do not think they'll put additional time on the clock. Nope. That's how the first half of play will end with the score. The Maples in front of the Falcons, 18-12. Let's quickly go over to Andy Aubrey, who is alongside Seaholm head coach Chris Manchester.
Okay, Brad, thank you very much. I am here with Coach Manchester. Chris, how did you see the first half? You guys were streaking there towards the end, and what do you tell the girls at halftime?
I thought our defense was extraordinary. I thought we played really tough defense. Game plan so far is working out. We have the lead. A couple misses here or there. I think that we should be up by a little bit more, but I think that I'm happy where we're at.
Good luck to you. Second half, guys. Back to you.
All right, Nick, so kind of what you thought. Obviously some missed opportunities really for both teams in that first half of play.
Yeah, there really was. There was really a lull in that first quarter, only 10 total points scored, and really both teams turned that around. They doubled that. 12-8 was the second quarter score, so they really doubled it to 20. I'm excited to see what the second half has in store.
Maples out in front, 18-12. We'll take a quick break here on BACB Sports, but when we come back, the second half of play.
What about my privacy?
It's protected.
And the music I listen to. Protected.
What about how I wear my hair? And the things I say and write?
The Constitution protects your rights.
It isn't an old, fading piece of paper.
It's a living document.
The Constitution says there are 3 branches of government.
So we're kind of like the 4th branch of government.
We are the future of America.
Find out how you could become part of Constitution Day.
For me.
For all. For real.
Go to aclu.org/Constitution Day.
Welcome back to this Hoops for Hope night here from Seaholm High School. Maples out in front 18-12, and really the first half of play, Meredith Owens with those 6 points led the way for the Seaholm Maples.
Yeah, we're going to see some of those highlights. She goes in strong off that O board, and on the other side of things, Ellie Ruprecht had 6 points to tie her. So they both are deadlocked, leading all scorers.
Get a couple more looks at Meredith Owens. The junior was a force inside. Really, that's why the Maples are out in front. And our very own Andy Aubrey was able to catch up with Groves head coach Jessica Weisler to get her thoughts on the first half and her expectations for the second. Andy?
Yeah, Brad, that's right. I did talk to Coach Jessica just now. Her message to the ladies, put the ball in the basket, okay? There's nothing like cutting to the rack, just like that, put it in the hole. So the message is sunk in already. But yeah, she just said, look, girls, we need to put the ball in. Their shooting percentage has been woeful. And keep the rebounding up and break that Seaholm press. Those were the messages. And so far, with a steal here, so good.
It's Ashley Akaba with the bucket. A little backdoor play. Quinn misses. Nice offensive rebound. Yarberry, ooh, in and out. Tough luck miss there. Loose ball brought in by the Maples. A couple opportunities early here for Groves. Drawing contact, Julie Bell will shoot 2.
So I actually just heard some boos come from the crowd. They didn't like that call as Quinn thought she was planted, just had her arms up, and Ding Dong went right at her and drew the call.
So you're really buying into this nickname, aren't you?
I love it. It's great. I hope I'm not messing that up and that's correct. Because if not, I'm going to sound pretty unintelligent.
Well, if it wasn't a nickname prior to tonight, it certainly is one now. And
I'm a trendsetter.
Boy, I don't know. This is going to be tough here, Nick. You might receive some tweets regarding this.
Some threats. That guy can't do another game.
So a split there for Bell. 19-14 and right into that full court pressure. Ruprecht going to catch it. And really, Groves has to focus in on the diagonal passes. That's the easiest way to break a press. Yarberry floats one up. Ooh, nice shot. Mia Yarberry's second make of the night.
That looks similar to her last shot attempt on their previous possession. It rattled in and out. That one was able to slide in, and she's coming up with the ball in transition.
Defense leading to offense. Yarberry inside of Ruprecht catches high, was looking for a Kaba.
She was looking for someone as tall as she was. That person does not exist anywhere in this gym.
A couple nice cuts in this game. Found herself open along that baseline. Ruprecht a force on the volleyball court as well. We saw that earlier this season.
We were here in this very same gym and used her size to advantage and was a force on that front line.
Morris versus Ruprecht, as Ruprecht comes away with a block shot there. It's kind of an interesting matchup inside. Morris is going to take a seat, replaced by Crump. Crump and Ingram, Caitlin Ingram into the game now for the Maples as well. Some size. Ingram catches right off of the baseline play. Tough luck miss there for her. Up ahead, ooh, transition, takeaway. Chloe Burkett floats in, no good. Ruprecht rips one down. Up ahead, Yarberry, numbers, a little 3-on-2 if they hurry, putting on the brakes, dropping it off. No good. Burkett comes down with the board. 6 minutes remaining, third quarter, 19-16 the Maples, and we got a carry there. Don't see that too often.
Oh, Burkett was a little excited driving down. I couldn't tell if she was stepping on the sideline, but to stay in bounds, looked like she grabbed it like a running back. A 2-3 zone now for the Maples as we get the help on the wing.
Johnson. Felix. Dangerous pass tracked down by Johnson. Johnson has it, pulls up, bounce pass. Skipped inside and deflected out of bounds. So last touch Falcons. Falcon faithful can't believe it.
Yeah,
we're going to get a reversal there.
Yeah, that's the right call. The ref right here in front of us corrected that. He saw that and said, no, that was tipped. That ball's staying right here.
Johnson into the corner. Felix, 3, corner pocket, no good. She's really had a couple quality attempts from 3 and just been unable to connect, unable to knock it down.
Johnson called for the travel there when she grabbed the board. You know how the players do that shake with the ball? She did that, but picked up both of her feet while she was doing it to prove a point that I came down with this rebound. I'm also going to take 5 steps.
Well, you learn a lot of bad habits watching NBA basketball, and I think James Harden perhaps is one of the most guilty parties in the NBA of some fancy footwork that often requires 5 steps before a shot. This time it was only 2 steps, maybe 3. They'll call it a travel.
Did you see our local Pistons game against the Wizards? Bradley Beal.
Yes,
he took
I did
probably, no exaggeration, 8 to 9 steps, and it was undetected. It was a joke, actually. So many memes came out about that. And the league then did say they actually stuck by their officials on that. And these refs here, they're all over everything. They call a 3-second violation there in the key without guarding. And we're going to switch it back the other way. A lot of travels, a lot of carries. These guys are on it.
Yeah, they're going to get Ruprick inside the paint. Yeah, the NBA came out and said that wasn't a travel. That was clean. He lost possession, picked it back up, and it's all good.
Still never put the ball on the court, so that's fine.
And I think Blake Griffin basically called out the NBA and said, "What? Bradley Beal hacked your account?"
Yeah, right.
Bradley Beal tweeted that out.
It's amazing to me that I think Kobe Bryant set the precedent for that in the 90s. And then that transformed into LeBron James, and now it's just out of hand with Kevin Durant and James Harden, all these players. Just, if you get inside the free throw line, heads up. That could have been a lot worse than just a turnover. Could have been a concussion.
Yarberry fired a pass over to Johnson, who wasn't paying attention, nearly got decapitated there. 4.5 left, 19-16. Pull up 3, no good. Going the other way. Foul on the floor. Nope.
They're switching it. Okay. Which hand? 32.
Get Bracy Robinson for the foul. Rachel Sample into the game. Her first action for girls. She's easiest spot. She's rocking some pink laces and that pink headband. That one gets stuck up on the rim for quite a while. Ruprick finally comes down with it. Up ahead to Yarberry, streaking down the right-hand side. Barks out the call. Johnson right back to Yarberry. Eyes the 3. She wants it. Can't come down with it. Transition, outlet pass. Ingram going the other way. Lays it up, lays it in.
Good to get some transition buckets.
Ruprick. Over to Yarberry, watches it go out of bounds. Let's say last touch by Julia Crump. So Yarberry get that ponytail situated, so she'll defer to Johnson this time.
Nothing worse than trying to catch a pass and you got hair in your eye.
Between the rings. Skip pass over to Sample. These Falcons just are not afraid to shoot the basketball.
And it's all, those offensive rebounds are spot on by Ellie Ruprick as she just ripped that one down, which that one was a lot more contact than the one they called in the second quarter over the back, and it didn't matter. She pulled it down, was able to get that second chance point. I believe it was Sample that smacked it in off the glass.
Off the small square and down. Free throws, tough to come by here tonight.
They really are.
Bell keeps earning trips to the charity line. She has 4 free throws made in this game.
She's improved already on her season. 40%, which is just 25% from the line. And with her 4 makes now, she's shooting above 50.
Rubrick foot on the line, so turnover over to the Seaholm Maples. Haley Hartwig to trigger on the baseline. Quick shot, no good. Skips off the rim this time. Bell, no good.
Rebound to guess who? Rubrick.
She is gonna come away with quite the number here tonight. 3 on the way, no good. 3 minutes exactly now remaining in the third quarter. 21-18. Maples out in front, looking to put an end to a 4-game regular season win streak for Groves. If you remember correctly, a couple seasons ago, the Maples ended the Groves' magical run in the first round of the playoffs. A huge come-from-behind victory by the Maples. That was the last Seaholm victory over Groves. For as much regular season success that Groves has had the last 2 seasons with those identical 18-2 records, they both equated to first-round exits in the playoffs. Bell's shot misses short. Rebound by Ingram. Foul occurring on the floor. So 4th team foul for Groves. Second half foul situation really favoring Seaholm, 4-0.
Yeah.
Another block shot by Ruprick. Quinn up ahead will finally slow things down, defers to Johnson. Johnson fakes the shot, gets it right back, drives into the paint, pulls up. Felix dribbled herself into a double team and dribbled herself out of bounds.
Well, guys, there is one thing you cannot deny. That is these teams are not afraid to put the ball up. I think you both have mentioned how much shooting is going on, and that is a welcome relief to some years when we've watched these two teams work passes around, nobody takes a shot, and it's maddening. But, hey, give them credit. They are putting it up in numbers tonight. They're just not getting that many to fall.
All of a sudden, Groves defensively has figured out Seaholm's game plan. Ruprick has come away with numerous steals.
Steals, blocks, rebounds, points. She is everywhere tonight. And if Groves is able to come back, she is the sole reason.
Quinn with the ball fake, took a couple steps inside the 3-point line, fired up the 2, and will shoot 2 at the free throw line. Falcons just kind of continuing to hang around and really haven't been able to take advantage of their good play in the defensive end.
Yeah, the Maples really letting opportunities squander by. They really could have, I wouldn't quite say put them away, but definitely could have a double-digit lead here if they were able to cash in on some opportunities in transition.
Hartwig. Ingram. No good. Garberry comes down with it. Looking to head. 1:15 remaining in the third quarter. Into the corner for Quinn. Quinn goes up with it. You see the foul occurred on the floor. Reach-in violation. Coach Jessica Weisler hollering out the offensive set here. Triggering right underneath the basket. Bounce pass, telegraphed. Ooh, look out. Dangerous over there as Burkett went crashing into the Falcon bench.
Yeah, she came barreling in. She really did intercept that pass, but wasn't able to keep it in bounds.
Deja Green gonna throw it in. They're not even gonna put a defender on her. Quinn up top. Felix. In the corner. Ruprick catches it high. Nice cut. Unable to connect, however. Snake bit right now are the Falcons.
Hasn't been much scoring going either way here thus far in quarter number 3.
A slight advantage for Groves, 6-3 in the scoring department here in the third, so they've worked themselves back in it. Trim that halftime lead in half. Got to figure this is going to come down to crunch time in the fourth quarter, and one team's going to want it just a little bit more.
Yep, you got to think about home court too, as does have a little bit of a play. And right now they say if there's our spreads involved, it's normally a home court, home field, 3 points. So right now we would say without that,
tie ball game.
Tie game, right? Or no, it'll be 6.
I don't know. 6-point advantage for Seaholm. You're
moral
right.
of my story: 3 points, close game.
Felix.
One-shot game.
Triple try, no good. She continues to shoot. Give her credit.
Seen a lot of 3 balls go up both ways. But only one has snapped the nylon.
Ruprick, a little give and go. Ooh, iron kind, that time for Felix. Her first bucket of the game. And just like that, Groves only trails by 1.
Friendly bounce off the iron, if you will.
Give and go that time.
Ooh.
Riley, a near sister Jamie.
Wow.
Takeaway. Ooh, hard foul from behind.
I think the foul down here that wasn't detected was harder than that. It was shoulder to the skull.
Head coach Chris Manchester can't believe it.
He's hunched over in disbelief. He wants an explanation.
Get another look at it. Well, we're going to get the foul first here. Get a timeout on the floor. So 6 seconds remaining in the third quarter. Groves has worked themselves back into this basketball game, trailing now by only 1 point.
Not saying much. I'm trying to eavesdrop in to hear what Coach Manchester's saying here in the huddle.
He admitted to us he knows that matchup in the first round of districts is a little bit more important than this non-league regular season game, and I kind of joked around with him and said, hey, Coach, don't show him too much tonight. And he said, well, it's important we win this game just for morale purposes, obviously, and you obviously want to put one in the W column, but can't show them too much knowing that this is going to be your first round district matchup.
Exactly. Don't throw it all at them. And then, like you mentioned, too, the 35-point shellacking last year kind of looms large if you're on the losing end of things. You want to make a statement the next time you hit the hardwood, and that is here tonight.
Seaholm's going to have to hurry to get a shot off. 4 seconds. They have to hurry, and Neer gets one up. She hits the side of the glass and no good. And the Maples lead at 21-20 after 3 quarters of play. And why don't we just keep it here, Nick, and we'll talk about that district for a second. Seaholm and Groves will match up in the first round, and then you look at your potential second round opponent. It's going to be Royal Oak, who receives the first round bye. It's a blind draw, but Royal Oak will be the second round opponent, and Royal Oak taking care of business in the OAA Red. And on the other side of the bracket is Marion, who's a top 5 team in the entire state of Michigan. So that's a loaded bracket right there.
It doesn't matter who you draw. It's going to be tough to get through that one. So I think when you look at it, both teams are pretty happy with their draw. But it's always tough to play rivalry games, as we mentioned, every time here we're on the airwaves. And anything can happen. And obviously it starts tonight. You got to set the tone for March 4th, the next time these two teams meet in that district. So, you know, they're going to have short memories when it comes to that and lay it all on the line.
Groves coming off of 2 straight losses. Seaholm coming off that impressive victory that you talked about over Hazel Park, 57-14. So looking to create a little bit of momentum perhaps late in the season. Seaholm still obviously has a lot to play for. They're still competitive within their league as well.
Also, the nickname, I hear people in the crowd chanting ding dong right now.
Okay.
So I think, and I don't think they heard me.
No, they're not eavesdropping on our conversation.
If there are shirts though, I'd wear one next time.
You would
obviously
wear
not when we're on the airs.
Julie
on
Ding
the
Dong
airwaves.
Bell shirt.
That's a great name. If that was my last name, I'd like that.
A Square, what do you got for us?
Well, speaking of eavesdropping, I did a little of that in the Groves huddle there in between the third and fourth quarters, and Coach Jessica's message to the ladies was, look, it's a 1-point game. This is like 0-0. We got 1 quarter to win. Go out there and do it. You've done everything you needed to do except put a few more baskets in. So very optimistic, very calm, nobody panicking over here. And here they are in enemy territory up against a team that's playing very well, but they've got a good shot to pull this one out yet.
Hard foul inside by Julia Crump, preventing Ellie Ruprecht from scoring. And Ruprecht really quiet here in the second half offensively. No points. Obviously a difference maker on the defensive end as she knocks down the first, as a second coming up. We talked about Groves just kind of hanging around throughout that third quarter, and guess what? They have their first lead of the night.
Yeah, the first since who did that to make it 2-0? Ellie Ruprecht. She gives it back to him.
Oh, that's right. Groves did have the early 2-0 lead, so second lead of the night.
And it was very long ago. It seems like last year.
You nearly have grown your beard back.
I know. I shaved this morning.
In the time.
And, you know, I think it's past 5 o'clock. The shadow is in full swing. I should have brought my electric with me and trimmed it up. But, you know, the chins don't like to be exposed.
Nick Buckler saw his 5 o'clock shadow, so a couple more weeks of winter.
That's right. It's Chins Day for me. If you have more than 2 chins, you got winter.
Near takeaway. Seaholm maintains it. Now trailing 22-21. 7:07 left in regulation. I got the feeling this could come down to one final possession. There's Ding Dong in the corner. She knocks down the triple.
You know what they should have when she makes a bucket?
A big
doorbell. Yeah, doom.
It's their first 3-pointer of the night. Lead back in front for the Maples. Tie up, nice takeaway. Possession arrow Maples. Nice defensive play. There's a good-looking coach. Manchester reaction to this 3 from the corner.
Freezes on him, roaring.
Julie Bell working her way into the discussion for BACB Sports Player of the Game.
That leads all scores with 9 points now.
Jacoby pulls up, finds Hartwig. Hartwig being harassed, will defer to Bell. Sets a screen though. Bell works her way around it. Off the iron and bodied.
Did you see Coach Manchester?
You can't believe it. Look at him.
Girl gets knocked down, and he's calling for the travel. I love it.
Manchester working those officials.
That's right.
His first taste of this rivalry game.
And if Bell is, in fact, our player of the game, I really hope Andy asks her about the nickname, see if it's true and it holds out. And if it's not, I want that copyright. Oh.
And they're going to say a blocking foul against Jacoby.
I might have to get the lawyer team involved if the nickname hasn't been accounted for just yet.
Trademarked.
That's right. That's what I was thinking.
Ruprecht catches. That's kind of been that set play.
That rim on the left side there is not friendly at all.
What do we got here?
A lot of confusion. Players don't know. Coaches don't know.
Scorers table doesn't know. Did
Brad
the clock
Nick
not
don't
start?
know. Whatever the 1-2 to the sky mean.
I it was kind of a circular motion, wasn't it?
Andy's in there trying to get eavesdrop that one, as we would say here.
1-1. What do you got for us, Andy?
Yeah, that was just where they're going for dinner afterwards tonight, so really no discussion about the foul situation.
Where are we going?
I don't know. I'll have to pick a place.
It's going to be a 1-1. So obviously there was a foul call. Caitlin Quinn knocks it down. Mentioned throughout tonight's broadcast, this is a Hoops for Hope, the second annual pink out game between these two schools, and kind of a breast cancer awareness night. A lot of survivors here in attendance, and Andy, some charity involved as well.
Yeah, that's true, Brad. I've been associated for about 15 years with an organization called Immerman's Angels, and maybe during the break I can go into just a brief synopsis of what we do to help those who are newly diagnosed. It's an outstanding organization.
Jacoby rips down the defensive rebound. Tie ball game, 5.5 minutes remaining, 24-24. So we'll come back to Andy at some point here in regulation. Such a terrible disease, cancer affecting so many families. Really kind of get the sense that this is crunch time for both of these teams. You wonder which team's going to be the one that pulls away.
Yeah, you're really not seeing these teams take too many risks as they have been. That could have been considered one, but they're trying to play a little bit smarter here as we get down to the final 5 minutes of regulation to play. Foul on the play.
Yeah, it's a heck of a game. I mean, 24 all. And I know, Brad, you and I go back to a few games that were so lopsided they turned the clock off. And we are not having one of those tonight, that's for sure.
Timeout now on the floor. And Andy, why don't you give us some information on your cancer charity and what they accomplish?
Well, yeah, indeed. Immerman Angels is the name of the group. And some people know Johnny Immerman. He's a local guy. He went to Cranbrook High School. He is from Bloomfield Hills originally. His organization is headquartered in Chicago now. But what Immerman Angels does is they pair newly diagnosed cancer patients with survivors like myself who have some background and some knowledge and some perspective about what to expect during the process, whether it be chemotherapy, radiation, are you going to be hungry? Are you going to lose your hair? Are you going to get sick? These types of questions that everyone who's newly diagnosed will have. And it's a phenomenal organization. IMERMANangels.org is the website. I encourage everyone to check them out because we've helped thousands of people. They're in all over the world, really, and it's just fantastic. It's a scary disease, and that's another reason we're celebrating the life of those who have survived and calling attention to this scourge, if you will, tonight at the game. So, thumbs up to everybody who's still around with us, and we hope for the best.
Well said, Andy, as a called off the bucket made by Caitlin Quinn. We're going to award her some free throws instead, and they say the foul occurred on the floor, so it's a 1-and-1. Quinn makes good on the first, earns that second.
She's been pretty good at the stripe here in this fourth quarter. All 3 of her points here to this point. Put the jinx on her there, apparently. I apologize. But she goes 3 of 4 here down the stretch thus far at the stripe, netting her first 3 points of this game.
So really some balanced scoring. Nobody really stands off on the score sheet for Groves. Ruprecht with those 8. 7 different Falcons have scored here tonight as Bell picks up her dribble. Finds Hartwig. Over to Owens, too short. Ruprecht was fouled. So Ruprecht now will shoot a 1-and-1. That was a 19th foul against Seaholm. So last foul before the double bonus.
That for you fans at home means automatic 2 shots at the charity line.
Big freebies coming up here with 4:39 remaining. Ruprecht dribbles the ball, and that right hand goes up with the free throw and knocks it down. 9 points now for Ellie, just about her season average.
Yep, she's at 9.6. She can eclipse that here. And again, the jinx continues.
Blame Nick Buckler for that announcer's curse.
Yeah, that's 2 in a row, and you talk about good free throw shooting. And I say you, I meant me, of course.
And Ruprecht with the block shot from behind. Groves, 2-point lead has been their largest of the night. That's happened a couple times. Johnson, 3 from the wing, no good. Tracked down by Quinn, kept alive, knocked away. Here comes the Maples. Bell spins, pirouettes, kept the dribble. Nope. Let's see. Wait for the call. Wave the shot off.
1-and-1 here. Man, the fans
on the floor,
do not like this call. I'm feeling we're in the middle of this here.
Yeah.
We are in between booing, screaming fans. They are. I can hear them through my headset. Look at, they're laughing, but I feel like it's like a disgust of laughter as Bell hits double digits with that free throw.
We got the best seat in the house. We're courtside.
That we are.
We are smack dab in between both sections here of fans as Bell knocks them both down. 26 apiece now.
Oh, man, they're still going.
Putting on the Jets. Johnson goes in. Beautiful individual effort. So you get the sense that this pace has picked up just a little bit. Faithful in attendance are getting into it, and there's Ruprecht with another block shot. We got a foul. As Crump will shoot two. You know, the locals aren't too happy.
I can hear them through my headset, and that's hard to do. Oh, they're there.
Now we're making some noise. It's too bad. I know it was out of the 80s hands, but you scheduled this big rivalry matchup during midwinter break, and Coach Jessica Weisler saying, well, hold on a second, wasn't that a 1-and-1? She missed the front end.
No, it was a shooting foul. Oh, that looked like a foul there, too.
And maybe the refs, a little bit of a make-do there, perhaps.
Yeah.
Ball don't lie. Johnson with it, Ruprecht calling for it. Johnson fakes it into her, and then go out top to Yarberry. Three from the ring. Nothing but string. That's a big three-pointer for Yarberry.
It's going to lead to the timeout for the Maples as they now find themselves down by 5 here with Pie left to go. 3.14. You like that, Pie? I was proud.
Yeah, it is Pie, isn't it?
It is.
3.14. Nice job.
See, and my
math,
schooling is coming out here. I had to point that out because I know my my brain's shut down on me.
Is your algebra teacher
well, I took it 3
broadcast?
times, so the third time was the charm. 3 is the first of 3.14. I wonder what they're talking about.
Let's eavesdrop. Let's see what we can hear.
And then we're going to go small pretty soon, right? Give me a couple more rebounds, and then we're going to go small for one guard because we're going to put more pressure. Right? Got it? Oh, it's a full thing.
Okay, well, you heard it. A little inside intel there. They're going to see if they can get things smaller. Thank goodness this is on tape delay, or else we'd have all kinds of problems on our hands.
Andy, I like that. You're like a spy. You just casually had your microphone in the middle of their huddle.
Yeah, I've yet to get kicked out of one of these things. I've gotten some dirty looks, but nothing worse.
And thank you for interrupting. I was babbling. My mind wasn't making any sense about
Nick, your
really
babble,
anything.
I mean, we could listen to that all night long. It's fantastic.
Oh, good.
On a takeaway, that's exactly what Falcons needed, and one!
Would you say momentum has shifted at this point?
Yeah, this one's slipping away from the Maples here.
One thing about going small, frequently that means quick. And I think that's what we just saw in that last exchange. And you throw the number 33 in there with some height, and it's a formidable team they've got on the floor right now for the Falcons.
13-5 scoring advantage for the Falcons here in this fourth quarter. That's been the difference, as they have answered the bell in the fourth quarter. And Bell trying to get one back, comes up empty. Johnson, 7 points now, flips one over to Yarberry. Wisely picks it up, goes inside to Ruprecht. High and roll as Ruprecht now has 11 points, 2.5 minutes remaining, 35-26. A 9-point advantage now for the Falcons. That's a long range two.
Maple's going to need to get some shots to drop and a travel on Ruprecht. So Maple's going to have to take advantage of some turnovers here and maybe not settle for three-pointers. Try to get it down low, but it's tough to do when Ellie Ruprecht is down there defending.
Yeah, she really has been the difference in this game. Has really altered a lot of the Maple offense. And there's a tap after the block, and it's going to lead to a 3-on-none. Nice job to get back defensively, however, Meredith Owens. Yarberry goes up. The kiss.
But
two
offensive rebounds by Ruprecht on that to keep that alive. It's going to lead to another timeout, and now an 11-point lead. And who has 11 points? Ellie Ruprecht. She's the difference, literally.
Yarberry with 9, so really a two-headed tandem of Yarberry and Ruprecht, both juniors for Groves, have really been the offensive answer and all kinds of offense here in this fourth quarter for Groves.
It's really come from everywhere. Johnson has really had a surge here with an and one, leading the team from the point. Yarberry has made a couple clutch shots, including a clutch 3 that really helped put them back in this game before they were able to take over the lead. And really, since they've got it, they haven't looked back, now lead double digits.
17-5, the Falcons have outscored the Maples, and there's a look at some of the Groves faithful in attendance here tonight. You don't see those big student sections here. No flocker Forest here because, well, you're on midwinter break.
Yeah, and I noticed our local spy was in the Maple huddle there. What'd you take out of that?
Well, Coach Manchester's giving them the old pep talk. It's not over yet, even though they're down 11. There's a minute and 50 to play, and he's saying, keep your heads up, girls. Don't quit fighting. Never give up. And sort of a nice metaphor for the entire evening with our dedication to the cancer cause. So let's see if they can get that first basket back.
I do like that.
Little Jimmy V.
That's right.
Jimmy Valvano. Don't ever give up. What do we got?
Foul, I believe, on Quinn.
Burkett was going up for a shot, perhaps.
Got to sink free throws at this stage of the game because you're probably going to get opportunities from the stripe.
Oh, you got to make these, right?
You
Down
do.
11.
When I played some basketball, I wasn't very good, but one thing our coach told us is make free throws. The first word is free, so you need to take them.
Burkett splits. And the clock stopped as well, and that helps you. Down 10, 90 seconds remaining, and it looks like the Falcons are going to come in and absolutely steal one on the road. Trailed by 6 at the half and just clawed their way back in it in the third quarter and really took over this basketball game in the fourth. 17-6, they have outscored Seaholm here in the fourth and final frame and just using up some of this valuable clock, and eventually the Maples got to foul. They have to foul.
Yeah, they do. And
they've only left now, Nick.
They've only scored 9 points in the second half combined with 3 points in the third quarter. So it's really been, I guess you could say, frustrating on their side of thing, and we're finally going to see that foul picked up after they let a good 35-40 seconds off the clock. So, I mean, you should have come out and fouled right away, but I think Coach Manchester thought his defense was good enough up top to try to get a steal after 30 seconds, so you got to reach in there and get a foul.
It's a double bonus here. 2 free throws the rest of the way, and Johnson, she's nailed a couple big shots here in the fourth. Yarberry, a 3 and another deuce, gave her 5 points in this fourth quarter. Ruprecht, 4 points, including a couple big free throws. So 11-point lead for Groves. Hustling up the floor, Haley Hartwig outside to Bell, 3 on the way, no good. Pass out of it, nope. They're going to call a timeout. A nice heads-up call there by Coach Jessica Weisler, sensing that the trap was on along the baseline.
Yeah, there was 3 defenders on
Yarberry.
It was Yarberry down there. I couldn't see because there was 3 defenders, and I'm not very tall myself,
she was covered up.
sitting down. But at this point, you really need a Christmas miracle, if you will. If you're in the Maples huddle, get a couple threes at this point. You got to shoot from outside the arc. If you're me, of course.
And you absolutely nailed it, Seaholm. Only 9 second half points here tonight. That's just not going to get the job done. It's a Groves team that really has taken their lumps this season, that 4-12 record. They had a 6-game losing streak. Have lost 8 of their last 10, but have come in on the road and have taken it to their rivals here tonight, and they're looking to extend that regular season win streak over Seaholm. They would extend it now to 5 straight. And we'll see if Seaholm can once again play spoiler when it comes down to the postseason. Again, mentioned that these two teams will match up in the first round of districts in a couple weeks, and there's the intentional foul. Just to put Mia Yarberry on the line. Foul applied by Chloe Burkett.
What are you guys thinking for play of the game so far?
I think Ellie Ruprecht,
it's got to be. She's got to have. I don't have rebound, block, or steal stats in front of me, but if I were a betting man, I'd say she's close to a triple-double. She's got to have well over 15, 20 rebounds, and we know she's got 11 points, and I think she's the difference in this comeback.
That one hung on the rim seemingly forever, doesn't fall. So needing some instant offense. Burkett just blocked there by Ruprecht. You can add another one to the block column. That was
got to be close to 10.
Burkett works her way finally around Ruprecht, no call.
I know Andy's near the official scoring table, see if he can get an official number there and see how close to that triple-double she really is. I'm betting she's close.
And Groves can just dribble this one out, and in fact, they will do just that. Final score here tonight in the Hoops for Hope game. The visitors from Groves come in and take it. Final score, 38-27. Ellie Ruprecht ending up with 11 points. Mia Yarberry with 9, the 2 leading scorers here tonight for the Groves Falcons. So we'll take one final break on BACB Sports, but when we come back, our post-game coverage, that's coverage you do not want to miss. That's coming up next right here on BACB Sports.
Mama. Mama. Say mama. Yeah.
I don't know how to tell you this, but I'm almost 2 now and still not responding. That's one sign of a communication disorder, and delaying treatment can affect my development.
Many parents aren't aware of the early signs of speech, language, and hearing disorders, yet early detection and treatment can improve quality of life.
Say dada.
Ugh, here we go.
Identify the signs of communication disorders.
Welcome back one final time to Seaholm High School. Brad Fetters alongside Nick Buckler. Nick, really, the storyline here tonight was the Groves Falcons in that second half of play. They came out of the locker room really inspired and answered the bell. A terrific second half of basketball.
Yeah, Groves outscored Seaholm 26-9 in that second half. So a tale of 2 halves for them. They only scored 12 points in that first half to 26 in the second, and 18-9 for Seaholm now it is. So really a tale of 2 halves for both teams.
Groves was led by Ellie Ruprecht, who is now alongside our very own Andy Aubrey, as Ellie Ruprecht is our BACB Sports Player of the Game.
All right, guys, thank you very much. We are here with our BACB Sports Player of the Game, Ellie Ruprecht. Ellie, nice job tonight. The ball would not fall for you folks early in the game, but something happened. What did Coach tell you at halftime? Because you played a completely different second half.
Yeah, just in the locker room, she was saying how we can't, miss that many shots. Nothing was falling for us, so we just kind of cleared the slate and said, this is a new half. We have a lot of basketball to play, so we just had to keep our heads in the game.
Now, your height naturally makes you stand out. How do you get over the fact that we thought you got called for a couple fouls that were, you even backed off of one, and they did let that one go, but, your fact that you're, mostly taller than the rest of the ladies on the floor, makes you kind of have to tiptoe around once in a while, doesn't it?
Yeah, it is pretty frustrating. Not to get the fouls that I'm it's just because I'm taller, I can reach over. So it's frustrating, but helps me every other part of the game.
Now, what does a win like this do? You came in here to their house, won, and you're going to play them in the playoffs again. Talk about your confidence and what a big win like this does to the Falcons.
It definitely boosts our confidence. That's kind of what we struggle with a little bit. We haven't had a lot of big wins, but this will definitely help us in the postseason and the rest of the season.
And do you think playing the tough competition since you got moved up into red has helped you as the season's gone on?
Definitely. It's been a struggle since we're so young and not very experienced, but it's definitely helped us a lot.
All right, last question for you. I have to ask this one. You're a volleyball player too. What are the differences? Which one do you like better, and what are the nuances of each game that you can point to as being your favorite?
I do like volleyball better, but I like the team aspect of basketball a lot, like just getting hyped up on the court, off the court. So.
Well, you did a good job of that tonight, that's for sure. Big game for you, and we wish you and the rest of the Groves Falcons a ton of luck going forward. Make Birmingham proud. You're going to see these Maples again, so don't get too confident over there. But a job well done. We'll wrap it up from right down here, and we'll send it back to Brad and Nick.
Well, one person that's going to be happy to hear that she enjoys volleyball a little bit more, and that's Coach Prepolek, the head coach of the Groves volleyball team. And congratulations to Ellie Ruprecht. A terrific effort here tonight in their big win, 11 points. As she controlled the glass, altered shots, blocked shots, came away with all kinds of rebounds, and was named our player of the game.
Yeah, she used her long reach, able to lead the transition with some steals as well. So that kind of goes undetected a lot of times because she's so tall and is able to control the glass and those blocks like you mentioned. And Groves won by 11. She had 11 points. I'd say that's a difference right there.
And we nailed it in the open. We talked about Ellie Ruprecht being that player to pay attention to here tonight for the Groves Falcons, and she made us look really wise, didn't she?
She did, and it's always good to feel like you're smart sometimes, like my pie reference. That
yeah, every once in a while you nail one, right?
Right, every once in a while, like the groundhog on Groundhog's Day.
Yeah, a blind squirrel finds a nut every once in a while. So final score here tonight, 38-27, the Groves Falcons over the Seaholm Maples. That'll wrap it up for our winter coverage, but we'll be back in the spring for plenty of BACB Sports. Can't wait to call the action then.
Yeah, I'm really excited. Hopefully I'll see you then. I say that at the end of fall. I'll say it again because it's good luck because I made it here for winter. I'm excited for spring. Warm weather, warm sports. I'm excited.
We hope.
Yeah, knock on wood.
Steve Roeder was our director tonight. Andy Aubrey worked their silence for Nick Buckler. I'm Brad Fetters and the rest of our talented BACB Sports crew. We say goodnight from Seaholm. Once again, final score, Groves over the Seaholm Maples 38-27. We'll see you next time right here on BACB Sports.